Shawn Michaels was the one who told me, and I forget why. He's always yelling at me about something, and I'll tell you two things about Shawn Michaels. He told me, he goes, getting over it's a full-time job, and I thought, like, seems like what you're saying seems, but it was one of those, like, it's a full-time job, Cody. Like, really, like, aggressive about it, and I thought, oh, I get it. He's really trying to sell this to me. Don't blow it off. All right, so real quick, Shawn Michaels moment that happened. We wrestled in Montreal at this pay-per-view called Breaking Point. I think it was only one time. And I screwed up his super kick. Ooh. I didn't really screw it up, but to him I screwed it up. I kind of rushed it, so it was a little shorter. It was like a shorter version. It still made like a noise and stuff. But I come to the back, and I have the utmost respect for Shawn Michaels. He was one of my favorites of all time. I felt this has never happened. It seemed like it was black magic, essentially. He grabs me by under my arms and lifts me off the floor. And this is Shawn in like 2009, 10, right? So he's a little bit more frail.
This is like chill Shawn Michaels.
Bro, I mean, my feet were literally like kicking. And I got one thing. I got one thing. Don't you? And I thought, how am I off the ground? Like, how am I off the ground? And everyone was watching, and just like Vince just like staring at him, and and then he went to yelling at somebody else, and he walked out, and Hunter like played good cop to it or whatever. But after that, I thought, don't mess with Shawn Michaels, man. It's just the strongest human being alive, dude. It's unreal. Double tendons, maybe. There has to be a reason for that. There was no leverage, no reason he was able to lift me off the ground. But he did it, and it was for more than 5 seconds, like a child.
You were going to talk about another time that Shawn Michaels told you something.
Oh, I forgot. What was this?
Oh, no, but being the full-time guy. It's a full-time job. Being the guy.
I totally forgot. What were we talking about?
The photo.
Bro.
Okay. So anyway, so you take that photo, you, Punk, all these different people. Now you kind of get where Punk was coming from all these years later. Shawn told you, no, it's a full-time job.
Yep.
Intense, steady face. But I guess...
Yeah, at the time, Punk got that. He was working those main events, hard main events, 25 to 35 minutes each night. He was filling every day. He was doing media. He was doing all the things that is required of you to move forward as more than a pretend wrestler. Nothing offends me more in wrestling than pretend wrestlers, the guys who wrestle 2 to 4 times a month, and they try to get all their wrestling experience in. Like, oh, well, we got to go to the bar, too. You know, wrestlers do that, and we got to, like, no. Like, wrestling is, if people ever pay to see you, ever part with their money to see you, you can't just be a pretend wrestler. You have to fully be committed to it and live it and breathe it and just have to have that. So.